Good evening, I'm Alex Zane and welcome to the 2021 British Short Film Awards. Now, there is no shying away from the fact that it's been a turbulent couple of years, which has, in turn, had a massive impact on the arts and filmmaking. But what these awards will hopefully show you is that short filmmakers have persevered, worked even harder, and have created some quite astonishing films.
The mind can be a precarious thing.
Maybe we can do a different film next time.
We have had hundreds of short films submitted this year, and the quality and originality throughout has been amazing. We've had submissions from as far as Barbados to Belgium and from Hungary to Hong Kong. We've had first-time filmmakers nominated alongside Academy Award-winning ones, students animating their first short film next to the current BAFTA winner. Making a short film is about getting out there and taking a risk, putting your idea on the line and allowing people to pass judgment. It takes a lot of nerve to do that. So to all of you out there making short films and carrying the torch of this valuable art form, I tip my hat and commend you all. In a period where the arts are needed more than ever, the stories that have come to life in these short films have been exceptional. Each and every one of you that has been involved in these films, however small a role, should be very, very proud. As you can see, it is not a normal awards show tonight. I'm here in a studio in South London, sadly not looking out at a sea of lovely nominated faces, and as we are limited on time, we will only be showing the acceptance speeches from the winners of the principal categories tonight. But we will make up for that next year, I promise. I have the honour of announcing the additional categories before a few familiar faces step in to help with the principal categories a little later on. So, without further ado, let's have a look at the first awards group of the night. We start with the Best Commercial Short Film, Music Video, Sound Design and Visual Effects. Here are the nominees. And the British Short Film Award for Best Commercial Short Film goes to Top Jaw, 48 Hours in London, Will Waugh and Jesse Burgess. Congratulations to Will and Jesse. And the British Short Film Award for Best Music Video goes to Home by Georgia Smith, directed by Rob Aiken. A really great story-led music video, that. Now, the British Short Film Award for Best Sound Design goes to Louder Is Not Always Clearer, sound design by Andrew Goff. An important film, that one. Congratulations to Andrew and all involved. Last of this group, the British Short Film Award for Best Visual Effects goes to Cognition, visual effects by Peerless, Territory Studios, Foundry and Chocolate Tribe. That was one hell of a big short film, plucked straight out of Hollywood. Now, short films, more often than not, have pretty small budgets, which tend to get gobbled up rather swiftly by fairly important things such as cameras, actors, and directors. But here are a few films that made sure that some of that budget was importantly put aside for the vital areas of production design, costume design, and hair and makeup. Here are the nominees. And the British Short Film Award for Best Production Design goes to Bale, Faye Connor and Charlie Cooper. A beautiful little film that, and a student one as well. Next up, the British Short Film Award for Best Costume Design goes to We All Just Want to Be Mad, Zara De Freitas, Freddie Anderson and William Howell Jackson. What a wonderfully wacky short film and a little Wes Anderson vibe there. And rounding off this year's group is Hair and Makeup, and the British Short Film Award goes to Starboy, Hair and Makeup by Elizabeth Headley. Congratulations, Elizabeth, stunning work, and what a fantastic short film. Now we shimmy over to the group that really makes short films special. It's the genre categories. No longer are we talking ketchup for fake blood, dodgy green screen, or asking your questionably funny mate to be in your short film. These genre short films have stepped it up a level, and now they're knocking on Hollywood's door. Here are the nominees for Best Science Fiction, Best Horror, Best Comedy, and Best Drama Short Film. And the British Short Film Award for Best Science Fiction Film goes to Cognition, produced and directed by Ravi Ajit Chopra. 2 awards already, well deserved. That really was a short film on a scale I don't think I'd ever seen. Wonderful to see that commitment and investment in British short film. Congratulations, Ravi. Next, the British Short Film Award for Best Horror Film goes to A Sickness, produced by Jennifer Gellin, directed by Guy Soulsby. Great cinematography in that one, truly creeped me out. On to the next category, and the British Short Film Award for Best Comedy goes to Viskar I. Vinden, produced by Harry Newman and James Newman, and directed by James Newman. Now, if you get the chance to watch this one, do. Hilariously original. And finally, on to the more serious genre, the British Short Film Award for Best Drama goes to Another Day, produced by Alan Hall, Gráinne Good, and directed by Daniel Topic. A beautiful and painful love story that was perfectly acted. Congratulations to all involved. Now, in filmmaking, there are always those films that don't quite fit in. Some that come in a little too short, some that are a little too long, and some that are a little old. Well, luckily, we have categories for all 3 of those. Here are the nominations for Best Super Short Film, Best Long Short Film, and Best Short Film from the archives. And the British Short Film Award for Best Super Short Film goes to Pub Kid, produced by Molly Bromfield and directed by Liam Young. Such a well-constructed story in such a short space of time, wonderfully edited too. At the other end of the scale, the British Short Film Award for Best Long Short Film goes to Tequila Dream, produced by Joe Andrews and directed by Peter Lavery. A first night out and a love story. What more do you need? And thirdly, in our non-conforming short film categories, we have the Best Short Film from the Archives. And the British Short Film Award goes to The Silent Child. Chris Overton, Rachel Shenton, Rebecca Harris, Julie Foy, and directed by Chris Overton. I guess when there's an Academy Award-winning short film in the category, it does set the bar pretty high. A powerful film when it won the Oscar, and a powerful film now. Now, a category that is arguably the most exciting. The melting pot where the first signs of superstardom can be spotted. The first glimpses of a special talent. It's Best Student Short Film. Here are the nominees. What an incredibly high standard for student short films. And the British Short Film Award for Best Student Film goes to A Swedish Defence, produced by Jim Garbis, directed by Simon Elvis. Who doesn't love a Scandinavian film? I can't quite believe that was a student film, but I can assure you we were shown proof. What an outstanding film. Well done. Now we are going to take a little break from giving out awards for just a moment to hear where this year's Film Fund was awarded, the Here Art Project. Here are its founders, Cindy Sasha and Rachel Shenton.
Hello, I'm Rachel Shenton.
Hi, and I'm Cindy Sasha.
And we're the co-founders of Here Art. Here Art is a non-profit platform that Cindy and I set up about 2 years ago with a simple aim of merging the deaf and hearing community so they can work together to create 3 short films. In these films, we've committed to 50% deaf and 50% hearing cast and crew.
Also, we want to open up the conversation about accessibility, employment and opportunities within the arts and film industries.
And we want to say a big thank you
To the British Short Film Awards for supporting us.
Thank you very much.
A great project, and I am looking forward to watching those short films when they're ready, and maybe we'll be reading out their names as winners at next year's awards. Now, we segue into our additional acting awards: Supporting Actress, Supporting Actor, and Acting Ensemble. They may not be centre stage, but these films wouldn't reach the same heights without them. Here are the nominees. And the British Short Film Award for Best Supporting Actress goes to Sharon Rooney in Do No Harm. A very funny and talented actress, well done. To complement that award, I think we need a Best Supporting Actor, and the British Short Film Award for Best Supporting Actor goes to Tom Sweet in Enjoy. A star in the making, I think we can all agree. And the British Short Film Award for Best Acting Ensemble goes to Mudlarks, Mirren Mack, Naomi Preston Lowe, and Dominic Gilday. This is one of those short films that stays with you. I've been thinking about it for days on end. And for our final 4 additional categories, it's time to look at the best short films for the 4 corners of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. These 4 categories are here to showcase the talent from each country. To qualify, these films had to predominantly consist of a cast and crew from that country and be shot there too. Here are the nominees for your 4 home nations. And the British Short Film Award for Best English Film goes to Home, produced by Fozia Kalik and directed by Endrika Anyika. A wonderful short film with a twist. Congratulations. And the British Short Film Award for Best Northern Irish Film goes to Back in 5, produced by Jude Sharvin and Michael O'Neill and directed by Stephen Pearce. A very good film and a top performance from the great Stephen Mullen. Now, the British Short Film Award for the Best Scottish Film goes to Monster, produced by Rebecca Dean and directed by Rafe Gaskell. Hard to choose from in that category. So many great short films, but a worthy winner. And the British Short Film Award for Best Welsh Film goes to Pale Saint, produced by Alexander Polunin and Rhys Mark Jones, directed by Rhys Mark Jones. That was one of my absolute favourites. Rhys is a real star in the making, and what a cast and cinematography. And that wraps up our additional category awards for the night. Remember, if it wasn't your night to win one of these, you can still show off your achievement as a nominee with one of these, which you can buy from the website, for which the link is below. Now, the next award wasn't won by submitting a film. It was achieved by being a champion of independent British film for decades. Elliot Grove is the recipient of the Impact Award this year for his contribution to British short film by not only founding Raindance Film Festival and the British Independent Film Awards, but for creating a learning space for aspiring filmmakers at the Raindance Film School. Elliot, over to you.
I'm Elliot Grove. Of the Raindance Film Festival, I have just been surprised and honoured with the Icon Award from the British Short Film Awards. Short films are such an important part of cinema, and I'm hoping that the British Short Film Awards will help launch even more careers into successful filmmakers. So many filmmakers have started with short films. I'm truly flattered, honoured, and now I'm blushing. Thank you very much.
Well done, Elliot, a very worthy recipient of this year's Impact Award. Right, now we move on to the principal award categories, where we have acceptance speeches, special guest presenters, and an icon of British short film joining us. So, without further ado, let's hand over to award-winning composer Rob Lewis to announce the nominees for Best Score.
Good evening. I'm really pleased to be announcing the winner for the short film Best Score Competition Award. There were some beautiful scores this year, and these were the nominees. We had Fantasy of Companionship Between Human and Inanimate, Iniquity, Cognition, Monster, Mudlarks, Resonance, Brazen Souls, Starboy. And the British Short Film Award for Best Score goes to Fantasy of Companionship Between Human and Inanimate by Manny Martin, Ron J. Danziger, and Joy Barrow. Congratulations, guys, and enjoy the award.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Susan Lim, director of the Fantasy of Companionship Between Human and Inanimate, and I'm speaking to you live from the Singapore Changi International Airport, when shortly I will be catching a flight to London. I am so thrilled that our film, The Fantasy of Companionship Between Human and Inanimate, has been included in the finals of the British Short Film Awards 2021. The entire production team is global, hailing from 4 continents, but we consider London our home because it's where we recorded the music of The Fantasy. On the 3rd of December, the entire team will be back in Abbey Road in Studio 3 to record a sequel to The Fantasy. And if we could be beamed live to the award ceremony, that would just be incredible. But as it's probably not going to be possible, we send, on behalf of the entire Allen team, our warmest regards. Thank you for the recognition, and have a wonderful ceremony. Very best.
Well done, a truly beautiful score, and thank you, Rob. Now we move on to editing, and I'm going to place you in the very capable hands of Cole Goody, the very hands that have helped craft a Star Wars movie, no less.
Thank you, Alex. I love short films, so it was a real pleasure to be asked to view this year's selection. Stanley Kubrick said, "I love editing. If I wanted to be frivolous, I might say that everything that precedes editing is merely a way of producing film to edit." And it was Ridley Scott who said, "A great film editor is not a cutter, they are a storyteller." Well, we have some real storytellers nominated today, and they are Amber Saunders, Burial; Jesse Lewis Reese, Eyelash; Nathan Baker, First One Away; Morgan Sinclair, It's Our Movement, Rhys Mark Jones, Pale Saint, Dave Jones, Pub Kid, Joel Bentalila and Ollie Stottard, Starboy, Leroy De Silva, The King of the Forest. And the British Short Film Award for Best Editing goes to First One Away by Nathan Baker.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting that. Thank you very much for choosing me. Thanks to all the crew. I can't name everyone because I'm running out of time. But yeah, thanks to all the crew. Name a couple names. Thank you to Dan, producer, for trusting me and letting me kind of run away with what I wanted to do in the edit. Thank you to Zach, the director. Zach is a long-time collaborator and a friend, and also I live with him. So yeah, thank you for just letting me be a part of another one of your projects. Thank you to Alex, the edit assist on the film, for everything he did, and just kind of putting up with me. Thank you to my friends' WhatsApp group, the Tier 1s, for constantly pretending that I'm not funny, so that I keep having to work on comedy films to prove them otherwise. And thank you to my mum and dad for giving birth to me and kind of everything in between. Big thank you to that. That's a pretty useful one. I think that's it. Bye.
Congratulations and thank you, Cole. Over to cinematography now. And what an incredible year of submissions we've had in this category. And to bring you the nominees for Best Cinematography is acclaimed photographer and activist as well as co-founder of Here Art, Cindy Sasha.
Thank you, Alex, and good evening, everyone. It is such an honour to be part of this year's award. It is incredible to see the high standard of cinematography in short films. What fantastic talents. Now on to the nominees. Starboy, Andrew Alderslade. Pale Saint, Lasse Udevel Tobal. Iniquity, James Bland. Landing Point, Setu Yat Louis. The Stranger, Rick Joachim. Enjoy, Tasha Back. Time and Tide, Caleb Yule. Eyelash, Evangelos Polychronopoulos. And the winner of this year's short film in cinematography is Pale Saint, Lasse Udevel Tobal. Congratulations.
Hello. Thank you so much to the British Short Film Awards for this cinematography award. It means a lot, and it was a great pleasure shooting this film up in northern Wales with director Rhys Jones, who I had a lovely collaboration with. Thank you to him. Also thank you to Alex, the producer, and to Rhys's family who hosted us. And it was a great pleasure shooting in Wales. Thank you.
Well done. Stunning camera work there. Screenplay time now. And to take us through these writing wizards is none other than Academy Award-winning writer herself, Rachel Shenton.
Thank you, Alex. Hello, I'm Rachel, and it's such an honour to be presenting this award for Best Screenplay. So without further ado, I'm going to read out the nominations. A Gentle Push, A Package of Dreams, Badger and the Blitz, Hello, I Must Be Going, My Week with Macy, Reg, Shakespeare's Roadshow, and Unmanned. And the British Short Film Award for Best Screenplay goes to Reg, written by Tom Allpress. Congratulations.
Hi. Wow, this is a tremendous honour just to be nominated, but to win is so fantastic for me, especially considering this is my first screenplay. So I should really start by thanking the British Short Film Awards for such an opportunity and for giving someone like me just starting out their screenwriting career an enormous boost, which it certainly has. I want to thank my screenwriting supervisor at university, Bevan Walsh. His insight and guidance were invaluable, especially over the last couple of years in these uncertain, strange times. I want to thank my friend Adam Mitchell for the constant creative inspiration. He gives me creative energy, which is always very much appreciated. And for the laughs, I want to thank my friend Leo Snell for the motivation and for always bringing me back to a more spiritual path whenever I stray. And I want to thank my mum and dad for their support and encouragement, not just in this, but over the years, in everything. And it's something that can never be fully repaid. So thank you.
I cannot wait to see that one made into a short film. Over now to our lead acting awards. This is where we like to think the future of Hollywood royalty can be spotted. But for now, to present the short film for Best Actress, we can pass over to our very own queen of sex education. It's BAFTA winner, Amy Lou Wood.
Thanks, Alex. Good evening, everyone. I am very pleased to be announcing the award for Best Actress tonight. I loved the films and all the performances were brilliant. So thank you very much. So here are the nominees for Best Actress. Celine Baran for Sheer, Claudie Blakely for Do No Harm, Fanta Barry for The Darkest Blue, Hannah Daniel for Burial, Isabel Connolly for Pale Saint, Isabel Laidler for We All Just Want to Be Mad, Mirren Mack for Mudlarks, Tallulah Haddon for Starboy. And the British Short Film Award for Best Actress goes to Isabel Connolly for Pale Saint. Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to thank the British Short Film Awards for the award. Even to be considered amongst this extremely talented group of actors and creators was a dream and an honour, so thank you for that. I'd also like to thank Rhys Jones, the director of Pale Saint, for giving me the opportunity to act in his film, even when I didn't have much prior experience. To this day, it's been one of the most rewarding jobs I've worked on and one of my favourite things I've been in. So thank you to everyone involved and thank you again for the award.
Well done and thank you, Your Majesty. To the actors now, and I suppose we need some more royalty. Well, how about a BIFA winner and star of Born a King? See what I did there? It's Samuel Adewunmi.
Cheers, Alex. Hello and good evening, everyone. And I'm so pleased and excited to be announcing the award for Best Actor tonight. All of the films and performances were incredible, and I genuinely enjoyed watching them all. So, let's get into it. The nominees for Best Actor are Andrew Scott, Cognition, Barney Harris, Starboy, David Bradley, Roy, Elijah W. Harris, Eyelash, Himesh Patel, Enjoy, Hugh Skinner, Please Care, Jay Lysergo for Father of the Bride, and Richard Crean, Iniquity. And the British Short Film Award for Best Actor goes to David Bradley, Roy. Congratulations and thank you so much for your lovely performance.
Well, this is just great, and I would like to say a huge thank you to Brian Ippoliti for inviting me to be in this film. I'd like to thank Tom and Ross for a beautiful script and their inspired direction, and of course the brilliant Rachel Shenton for her performance as Cara. In fact, everyone involved in Roy, I hope, are justifiably proud of what has been achieved. And this award will serve as a constant reminder. I'm just very honoured and would like to say thank you.
Very well deserved, and thank you, Samuel. Now to the visionaries with a megaphone. It's the directors. And first up is the award for our homegrown talent.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, Alex. I've been lucky enough to watch a lot of the short films this year, and I've been absolutely blown away by the quality of them all. And I'm very honoured to be announcing the Best British Director category. Here are the nominees. Bertie Gilbert, Please Care. Douglas King, Do No Harm. Yoel Bentolila, Starboy. Indrika Anika, Home. Oliver Goodrum, Iniquity. Rhys Mark Jones, Pale Saint, Saul Abraham, Enjoy, and Zach Harney, First One Away. And the British Short Film Award for Best British Director goes to Bertie Gilbert. Please care. Congratulations.
Hello, British Short Film Awards. Thank you so much for this award. Initially, I was unsure of how quintessentially British our film really is, and what does that even mean? What actually constitutes Britishness? I then rewatched our film and noted the way Hugh Skinner awkwardly stumbled from behind a cardboard doll's house to a room full of dead silence, and I don't know, I can't quite articulate it, but in the least nationalist way possible, to me, that is very British. So thank you so much. This film wouldn't have been possible without our Indiegogo backers who've been waiting so patiently for us to fulfill the perks, and just anyone and everyone who was involved at every level in the creation of this film. It was a truly wonderful experience, and this just crystallizes everything. So thank you so much, and have a nice life.
And now to announce the directing award for those not lucky enough to be from our shores, we hand over to the star of the Netflix smash hit You, who is now starring in another hit show, Ordinary Joe. It's Elizabeth Lail to announce the Best Director award.
Thank you so much, Alex. It is truly an honor for me to be announcing this category. Working with incredible directors is one of the great joys of the job, and the standard of films this year was unbelievable. So without further ado, the nominees for Best Director are Eduardo Cantiello, Kill Me in Your Room; Emily Rule, Blue Moon; Flora Tennant, We All Just Want to Be Mad; Guille Santos and Sadaf H. Nava, Detex Reese; Big Red Button, Dawn vs. Lightning; Nadim El Khoury, Missing Piece; Nico Vecchione and Paolo Vecchione, 120 Seconds Die Mindel; Tom Berkeley and Ross White, Roy. And the British Short Film Award for Best Director goes to Flora Tennant, We All Just Want to Be Mad.
Hi, it's Flora, the writer-director of We All Just Want to Be Mad. I am very happy to be receiving this award, though I feel like thank you isn't necessarily the correct term or phrase for this kind of thing, as it's not about being picked as the best by whoever or in whatever context, but obviously want to acknowledge that it is very nice to receive recognition and acknowledgement. In turn, I'd like to acknowledge the beauty of film and filmmaking in bringing community, and in particular for this film, how it created a sense of home for me in Mauritius, Scotland, which is very personal to me, and now special to me. I also would like to acknowledge the beauty of film and filmmaking in definition, and the way that one is forced to define for oneself, and then how one can take that with them as they continue on. And to Xenia, Davide and Lele, three people who I'm so happy to have met as people, first and foremost, and secondly as creators. I love you very much. And to my mum and to Phil Dembo, thank you.
Well done, and thank you, Elizabeth. And now we interrupt proceedings to give out arguably our biggest accolade of the night. It's the Icon Award. This year, it's being bestowed upon a legend of British film and television, a man that exploded onto the scene in 1995 by winning the Academy Award for directing the best short film, although now he may be more well known for being on the other end of the camera. To some, he's Malcolm Tucker. To others, he's the thinker, but I reckon we can all agree to call him the Doctor. The 2021 Icon Award winner is Peter Capaldi.
Thank you so much to the Short Film Awards for giving me this Icon Award. I'm really, really chuffed and excited to receive this. Short films may be short, but as we all know, they are really not very easy to make. There's the invention that's demanded and forced by the very form itself. There's the funding. And there's also trying to find where to show them once you've made them. So anyone who gets involved in making short films is facing up to a real challenge. The quality of the films that have been honoured in this competition are a testament to the sheer talent and commitment of the makers. Short films changed my life, not just writing and directing one, but acting in short films, of which I've done many. Getting to work with new and exciting talent is always wonderful. And no matter how hard it is to make a short film, it is always, always worth it. So I am privileged to be counted among you all, and I thank you so much for honouring me in this way. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peter. To me, you will always be Danny Oldson from Local Hero. Right, now we are into the meaty stuff. It's the big film awards. Well, short film awards. Size doesn't matter anyway. First up, it's Best Documentary Short, and announcing the winner is journalist, filmmaker and documentarian Kathy Heffernan.
Hello, thank you so much for this award. I've watched all the other films in the category, which makes this even more of an honour. A massive amount of work went into this film, but obviously it's nothing compared to the amount of work that Ted, Adele, Peggy and David have done for our community. So yeah, this award is for them. Thank you very much.
A well-made documentary short is a special thing. And thank you, Kathy. Over to Best Animated Short now, and to bring you the nominees is multi-award winning actress and star of The Fall, The Nightingale, and Netflix's upcoming The Unforgivable opposite Sandra Bullock. It's Aisling Franciosi.
Thank you so much, Alex. All the nominees this year have been absolutely amazing. It's incredible to see such talent, originality, and creativity in these works. And the nominees are Divination Dave, Leaf Boat, Love is Just a Death Away, Page's Edge, Soft Rain, The Owl and the Pussycat, Treasure, Westopia. And the British Short Film Award for Best Animated Short goes to Love is Just a Death Away, produced by Jakub Kostal and directed by Bara Anna Stejkolova.
I'm so grateful to win this amazing British Short Films Award. I'm so sorry I can't meet you in person and I can't celebrate with you all, but I'm just so grateful and happy, and this all would not be possible without my amazing team, without all the people who are standing beside me. Not now, but they are in their hearts all the time. And it's just brilliant news. So thank you so much, and yeah, it's awesome. I hope I will get to see you all in person one day, and maybe I will have my speech a little bit better prepared than this, because let's admit, it's not the best, isn't it? Even though I trained a lot, COVID time, I'm just talking way too much at the moment. Anyway, it's honest, and yeah, so thank you so much, thank you.
Love an animated short. Congratulations, and I'm sure we'll be seeing Aisling picking up many more awards herself. Now, to bring you the nominees for Best Foreign Language Short Film, we go to more royalty. This time from the History Channel's Vikings, it's Queen Gunhild herself. It's Ragga Ragnars.
Thank you, Alex. I really enjoyed watching the foreign language shorts. I wish there would have been an Icelandic one, but maybe next time. The nominees are 120 Seconds to Mendel, A Swedish Defense, Landing Point, Marie-Louise, Missing Piece, Stain, Troubadours Celestes, and Viskar i Vinden. And the British Short Film Award for Best Foreign Language Short goes to A Swedish Defense, produced by Jim Garbus and directed by Simon Elvas.
Thank you so much.
Amazing, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for honoring us with this amazing award for Best Foreign Language Film.
So of course it's a movie about Swedish view on itself and Swedish weapon export, and it means a lot that people outside of Sweden are really interested in enjoying this story. I'm really happy it's coming through the screen. So thank you for the recognition.
Very much so. Thank you very much. This is Simon. Simon is the director of the film, and my name is Jim, and I produced it. Thank you from Sweden.
Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you, Ragga, who is also an Olympian. How about that? And now to the big ones. And to announce the nominees for Best British Short Film is the star of the hit show White Lines. It's Tom Rhys-Harries.
Thanks, Alex, and good evening, everyone. I'm so pleased to be joining you all tonight for the Best British Short Film Awards and the announcement of Best British Short Film. So, without further ado, here are the nominees. Enjoy, Eyelash, Father of the Bride, Iniquity, Monster, Mudlarks, Please Care, and Roy. And the British Short Film Award for Best British Short Film goes to Enjoy. Congratulations.
Hey guys, my name's Saul, I'm the director of Enjoy, and this is Callum, the writer. Thank you so much for this award. We were really chuffed to be nominated, so it's just to win it is even better. So thanks so much.
Yeah, and also a huge thank you to our producers, Pinzutu Films, the cast and crew, who without this, none of it would be possible. And also really hope that maybe next year we'll be able to meet all these other brilliant filmmakers at another British Short Film Awards.
Thanks guys.
Thank you.
Seeing those nominees just shows there is such a talent in British filmmaking. It is great to see. And thank you, Tom. Big things to come for him, for sure. Okay, it is time for the big one. The best short film of 2021. And the honour of announcing this one falls back to our icon himself, Mr. Peter Capaldi.
Thank you so much, Alex. The standard of films in this year's competition has been extraordinary. So the judges have found it very difficult to decide which is the best short film. But they have decided, and they've asked me to make the announcement, and I am delighted to do so. But first of all, I'm going to announce all the nominations for the Best Short Film 2021. A Swedish Defense, Jim Garbus, directed by Simon Elvas. Detextress, Ada O'Higgins, Sarah Blue, directed by Gia Santos and Sadaf H. Nava. Divination Dave, Jen Bradfield, Ian Fenton, Alan Campbell, directed by Georgia Madden. Enjoy, Gabrielle Lo Giudice, Nick Rowell, directed by Saul Abraham. Mudlarks, Dominic Gilday, Amy Gardner, directed by Dominic Gilday. Pale Saint, Rhys Mark Jones, Alexander Polunin, Anders Berg, directed by Rhys Mark Jones. Starboy, Toby Travers, directed by Joel Bentolila. We All Just Want to Be Mad, Rafael Manuel, Jack Stacey, Naomi Pacific, directed by Flora Tennant. And the British Short Film Award for Best Short Film goes to Starboy, produced by Toby Travers and directed by Joella Bentolila. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Thibaut. I'm the producer of Starboy.
I'm Joelle Bentolila, the writer-director of Starboy.
We're so honored to be receiving this award. Thank you so much for giving us that. And it's a real tribute to the hard work that went into making this short film, which is never an easy task, as you know.
Yes, we're very touched to receive that award. The whole team worked very hard, and it was definitely pure joy to tell that very unique story that speaks of gender issues in an extreme religious setting. So yes, it means a lot to have the film recognized in that special way.
Yeah, and we'd like to express our gratitude to the whole cast and crew who put so much time, effort, and passion into this project. So thank you so much to the British Short Films Awards.
Thank you, British Short Film Awards.
Thank you, Peter, and what a film to end the night on. That brings us to the end of our festivities for this year's awards. Congratulations to all our winners and commiserations to those that didn't quite make it this time. Do keep persevering. Thank you to every filmmaker and screenwriter that submitted to this year's awards, and we hope to see you in person at next year's event. In a time where uncertainty has been more than prevalent in all our lives, I think having seen the talent on show this evening, we can all agree on one thing that's certain. The British and global short film industry has weathered the storm and is looking better than ever. Thank you, good night, and we'll see you next year.